may be seated for the invocation. What a joy to offer thanks to God today. And I invite you into a moment of silence so that you can offer a prayer of thanksgiving or intention out of your own diverse core commitments. And then I will offer a prayer aloud. I echo the words of the prophet Jeremiah. Faithful God, you promise that you know the plans you have for us, for our welfare and not for harm, to give us a future with hope. Then when we call upon you and come and pray to you, you will hear us. Stay with us, that we may grow inside ourselves, learning the ways of gentleness, to embrace the sick with healing, to comfort the oppressed with justice, to take only what we need from the earth, to be servants in the cause of peace, unafraid of miracles, and alive with hope. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Good morning, welcome. My name is Amy Gort, and I serve as the Dean of Arts and Sciences. Provost Coivola is not feeling well today and is not able to be here. However, she sends her hearty congratulations to each of our graduates. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the first of two commencement ceremonies that will be held today in this Augsburg 148th year. This morning, we celebrate the accomplishments of 480 graduating seniors in the Undergraduate Day program. This afternoon, we will celebrate 459 students in our adult undergraduate and graduate programs. To all the families and friends of our graduates, I extend a special welcome. I also welcome members of the faculty, members of the College Board of Regents, and the faculty emeriti who are joining us this morning. Thank you all for joining us for what is not only a milestone event in the life of each graduating senior, but it is one of the most important annual events in the life of a college. Indeed, this is the last class to graduate from Augsburg College. In September, we take on a new name, one that reflects the complex institution we have already become, Augsburg University. And yes, for you graduates, should you wish to do so, you will be able to get a diploma with Augsburg University on it later. It is a commencement tradition to recognize retiring faculty members who, after many years of dedicated service to our students and to the college, are joining the ranks of our faculty emeriti. This year, we honored 9 faculty with this recognition. Cass Dalglish, Professor of English, Peter Hendrickson, Associate Professor of Music, Boyd Kaler, Librarian, Sandra Olmsted, Associate Professor of Chemistry, Magda Polexny-Zapp, Associate Professor of Business Administration, Noel Pettit, Professor of Computer Science, Deb Redman, Assistant Professor of Communication Studies and Film Studies, Stu Stoller, Professor of Business Administration, and Tara Sweeney, Associate Professor of Art. Thank you. Each has been approved by our Board of Regents for Faculty Emeritus status, an honor that confers special privileges in recognition of the substantial contributions to the college. Congratulations to each of these retiring faculty. Today's ceremony focuses on the theme of intentional diversity, one of the commitments that we lift up in the Augsburg College mission statement. As noted in your program, the flags behind me represent 32 countries and 8 tribal nations of students who are graduating today. An Augsburg education is supported by an engaged community that is committed to intentional diversity in its life and work, guided by the Augsburg faculty, staff, and community partners, and in the learning alongside this intentional diverse mix of students, our students develop, both in and out of the classroom, capacities required to navigate our pluralistic democracy. They connect theory and practice in ways that prepare them to be citizens with the skills necessary to pursue the work of our time in our neighborhoods, our communities, our regions, and our world. Today's commencement speaker, honorary degree recipient, and representative of the class of 2017 will echo this theme in their remarks. Now it is my pleasure to invite President Paul Pribenow to the podium.
I would like to add my warm welcome to all of you gathered here today on this proud occasion. It's one of the great joys of my role as president to participate in the various moments of the life of the college wherein we honor and celebrate the accomplishments of our students. You are, of course, the reason we have existed for 148 years. We're proud of all of you and very pleased that so many of your family and friends are with us this morning. The Marina Christensen Justice Award is given to one member of the senior class whose actions, commitments, and future aspirations most profoundly exemplify Augsburg's motto, education for service. During his or her time at Augsburg, the student must have demonstrated a dedication to the kind of community involvement and engagement characterized by the personal and professional life of Marina Christensen Justice, who courageously and effectively reached out to disadvantaged people and communities. It is my pleasure to present the Marina Christensen Justice Award, and I ask this year's recipient, Lauren Rachel Canales Salgado Cortez, Since she arrived at Augsburg as a first-year student, Lauren Rachel Canales Salgado Cortez has worked in solidarity with marginalized people in a way that would have made Marina Christensen Justice proud. As a Bonner leader, now a program called Leaders for Equity, Action, and Democracy, Lauren has worked as a tutor and youth worker, as a sexual health educator, and an organizer with low-wage workers of color in the Twin Cities. All of these positions have helped Lauren discover who she is, develop the capacity to interrupt oppressive social norms, and call out injustice when she sees it. When choosing her civic work, Lauren deliberately made sure that the issues she worked on related to her majors in political science and gender, sexuality, and women's studies. She wanted her in-class learning to feed and be fed by the work she did off campus, merging both of her experiences to learn as much as possible. Working at Centro de I practiced this. Trabajadores Unidos en Lucha, the Center for Workers United in Struggle, Lauren came to understand her own vocation to be an activist and organizer. On campus, Lauren has been a mentor for the Emerging Leaders program, guiding many of her peers to find their own leadership paths. Her fierce commitment to justice and readiness to hold others accountable, including Augsburg's faculty, staff, and administration, have made this a better have made Augsburg a better, more equitable place. Lauren is unwaveringly dedicated to the kind of engagement that characterized the personal and professional life of Marina Christensen Justice, a person who courageously and effectively worked with disadvantaged people and communities to build equity and harmony. Please join me in honoring Lauren Rachel Canales Salgado Cortez as the 2017 Marina Christensen Justice Award winner.
President Pribnow, I am pleased to introduce Dr. Stacy Freiheit, Associate Professor of Psychology, who will present the candidate Beverly Daniel Tatum for the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters. Dr. Tatum has been recommended for this honor by the faculty and approved by the Board of Regents. Stacy, I invite you to join me. I'm sorry, Beverly, I invite you to join me center stage.
Beverly Daniel Tatum. As a scholar, teacher, and leader, you are a living example of Augsburg's commitment to intentional diversity. You are a professor, an author, and a college president whose work has helped us understand the impact that race relations in the United States has on the development of identity, particularly for Black and African Americans. Your research and writing have served as catalysts for necessary and critical conversations about race in America. You began your career as a lecturer in Black Studies at the University of California, Santa Barbara. You later held faculty appointments at Westfield State University and Mount Holyoke College. While at Mount Holyoke, you served as chair of the Department of Education and Psychology, and you were later named dean of the college and vice president of student affairs. You then served as president of Spelman College, the oldest historically Black women's college in the United States. Your scholarship has fostered deeper, more informed conversations about race and identity. Your first book, Assimilation Blues, Black Families in White Communities, explored the impact of living in predominantly white community on the identity of middle-class Black families. As college campuses and curricula were changing to be more inclusive of America's diversity, you recognized the importance of attending to identity in teaching about race, class, and gender. You provided a helpful framework for understanding how racial identity development theory can assist teachers in identifying sources of student resistance to talking about race and racism. You also offered clear strategies to assist teachers in creating a safe climate and in empowering students as agents of change. Your 1997 book, Why Are All the Black Kids Sitting Together in the Cafeteria, and Other Conversations About Race, broadened your impact and influence. You appeared on national television programs, received coverage in leading newspapers, and were featured in an article in Time magazine. On Martin Luther King Jr. Day in 2000, you discussed your book with Oprah Winfrey. Later this year, your book will be reissued in a special 20th anniversary edition, underscoring its deep and long-standing impact. Your work as scholar is driven by a recognition that engagement across difference is an essential dimension of preparing the next generation for effective participation in a pluralistic world. As a college president, you asked, how can we create campus environments where engagement across lines of difference is perceived as the norm rather than as an exception? As a public intellectual, you continue to speak publicly on issues of race and identity, and just last week you delivered a talk at TEDx Stanford that focused on talking with children about race. Beverly Daniel Tatum, your work as a teacher, scholar, writer, and leader have helped us as a nation have challenging and difficult conversations about race. You serve as a living example of how effective leadership can create inclusive and intentionally diverse communities, and how colleges like Augsburg can ensure that engagement across cultural, racial, and ethnic lines leads to creative problem solving and a more just and equitable society. Therefore, Mr. President, I am honored to present Beverly Daniel Tatum as a candidate for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters.
By the authority granted to me by the Board of Regents of Augsburg College, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa and express my gratitude for your wholehearted embrace of the promise of an inclusive, global, liberal arts education. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, President Pribanow, and the Board of Regents and the faculty of Augsburg College, soon to be Augsburg University, for this honor. I have been just so delighted to be able to arrive and celebrate this occasion with the class of 2017. Congratulations to all of you. I have a piece of advice for the class, and that is simply to expect the unexpected. When I was sitting where you are sitting now, I did not anticipate becoming a professor. My plan was to go to graduate school, become a clinical psychologist, and work as a therapist. I didn't expect to be a professor, a dean, a college president, an author of books, any of those things. And yet, that's what happened, as you have heard. And I simply want to say that there are moments in your life when you are called to do something else. And when you hear that call, you should answer it. The theologian Frederick Buechner once wrote that true vocation joins self and service. True vocation, he said, is the place where your deep gladness meets the world's deep need. Where your deep gladness meets the world's deep need. The world has many needs, and here today, there is a room full of people with many gifts. Our passions will take us places we don't always expect. May each of you find for yourselves that place where your deep gladness meets the world's deep need. Congratulations to all of you, and thank you very much for this honor.
It's now my pleasure to introduce this year's commencement speaker, Michelle Norris. Michelle Norris is an award-winning journalist, gifted storyteller, and best-selling author. Her career in journalism started here in Minneapolis at the Minnesota Daily before her incredible talent led her across the country, from the Los Angeles Times to the Chicago Tribune to the Washington Post. She was a member of the ABC News Washington Bureau for nearly a decade before joining National Public Radio as the first African-American woman to host All Things Considered, and we can still hear her voice. More recently, she has focused her energy on encouraging and facilitating conversations about race in America as founder of the Race Card Project. Later this afternoon at our second commencement, Michelle Norris will also receive an honorary degree from Augsburg. Michelle, we are honored to have you with us for today's celebration, and we invite you to offer today's commencement speech.
Hello, everyone, and congratulations. I brought a fan with me because the calendar says April, but for some of us, it's always August. And some of you will understand what I mean by that. President Pribanel, thank you very much for that lovely introduction. And good day to the regents, the faculty, the families, the alumni, the distinguished guests, and especially the graduates. I'm so thrilled to be with all of you today. Thank you for allowing me to share in this day. I love graduations. One of the things I love so much about graduations is that it's a moment filled with possibility and awe. There are some of you out there who have parents that are sitting in the audience with an extra broad smile on their face because they wondered if you were going to make it to this day. And there are some of the parents out there who wondered if they were going to make it to this day because your dreams may have exceeded their bank accounts, your stress might have seeped into their lives, but they made it work. And maybe it's the other way around. Maybe their expectations exceeded your ability to get up and constantly get up for that 8 a.m. class, but you made it work. You all made it work, and I bet along the way you exceeded your own expectations, and you probably found something deep inside yourselves that you didn't even know was there. So I say that all of you made it work because you didn't get here by yourself, physically, financially, spiritually, and so while we're here to celebrate your achievements, I'm going to ask you to take just a moment and to thank the people who made this possible. For all the graduates, I would like for you to stand up if you could. And I want you to turn and thank those people who helped you on this journey, who helped get you here today. Thank you. It's an important, that's right, say their names out loud. It's an important reminder that we are on life's journey, and we don't take that journey alone. And I know that you came here with the expectation that I might pass on a few morsels of wisdom and share a few stories, and I'll do that, but I'll try to be brief. That piece of paper that you're about to get is very important, and it represents something that carries even more currency than just your education. How will you use the knowledge that you absorbed in your pursuit of that degree? How will you harness that knowledge to become the caretakers of our culture, our politics, our economy, and our moral compass? How will you reach across cultures and disciplines and dialects to solve the world's problems? Because in a whole lot of areas, the current caretakers have left behind a bit of a mess. We're going to need you to solve the world's problems and light a candle for the world with the power of your mind and the strength of your ideas. As you heard from President Pribanow, I'm a journalist, but when I first went to college, I was studying engineering. And Beverly Tatum, I so agree and appreciate with what you said about pivoting, because sometimes you have to take left turns. I started studying electrical engineering. And I studied electrical engineering for 3.5 years before I decided to change my major. After 3.5 years, with the finish line in sight, I decided that I wanted to be a journalist. And my parents, I grew up here in Minneapolis, so I'm talking about people who lived in South Minneapolis. They flipped out. They flipped all the way out. They were, to use a scientific word, fatutzed by my decision to change my major. They were totally bewildered. Engineers built things. They built tangible things. They built buildings. They solved mechanical problems. And I wanted to be a journalist, a newspaper journalist, and my parents thought, well, wait, that's what you wrap the fish up in on Fridays. But then they came around and they gave me their blessings, and they were proud of the work that I did as a journalist. They were confident in my decision. And my father in particular, my father who's now gone to glory, but he told me something that stuck with me. He said that ideas can outlast even the strongest cultures. And there's something to that long after dynasties have fallen and bridges have crumbled and buildings have fallen, long after currency has started to fray and tear and monuments have turned to dust, ideas can survive. I look out at all of your faces and I watched you go through that wonderful, wonderful procession today, so proud, literally strutting down the avenue in here. And I hope that you will embrace the honor and the sort of eternal joy that education brings, that the embrace of knowledge brings. But I also hope that you will accept the responsibilities that come along with that privilege. Unfortunately, we live in a society where not everyone gets to go to college. Not everyone has access to books and labs and professors or professional mentors, and not everyone who has access to all those things has the opportunity to attend an institution like this, a place that has decided to be small to its students, to create a circle of intimacy and radical hospitality, while being large in its embrace of the outside world. Not everyone gets to attend an institution that has decided to be intentionally diverse, to bring people of different backgrounds, religious traditions, ethnicities, races, political perspectives, and life experiences together in a campus model that should serve as a national model. You leave this campus as beneficiaries of that, but also as ambassadors of this wonderful notion of radical hospitality. So I want to spend a little bit of time with you just talking about one dimension of that and focusing on something that's very simple. I simply ask you to think about being good listeners. Now, I know it's no surprise that someone who has spent a sizable number of years on the radio would ask you to think about being a good listener. And I promise I'm not going to break into any kind of pledge break or talk about traffic on the hour or anything like that. I'm talking about a different kind of listenership. I'm talking about the importance of taking in the outside world, of being open to the outside world through all of your senses, and the particular importance of using the power of listening. This is particularly important for your generation and for the era that we find ourselves in right now. And I realize this because I spend a lot of time on college campuses, and I notice something. I see it everywhere, but it really is particularly stark when you visit a college campus. I'm talking about those things that you always have hanging out of your ears. Earphones, earbuds, headsets, Bluetooth head jacks, all those little devices that are attached to your head seemingly all the time. And I think you know what I'm talking about. I was looking for it when you were in the procession, and it must have been disallowed because I don't think I saw a single person with an earbud in. But you do see it everywhere, and you see swarms of students moving about campus in their own little world, talking out loud sometimes to someone who's on a phone half a world away, lost in the rhythm of music that only they can hear. And it hit me when I visited a university that I once attended, where I In the first 3 years of my undergraduate studying engineering at the University of Wisconsin, there's a big hill at the University of Wisconsin. It's called Bascom Hill. It's very steep. And if you have an early class at the top of Bascom Hill, you have to trudge up the top of that hill. And I used to measure how fit I was by how avidly I could participate in a conversation while I was huffing and puffing up the hill. Well, when I returned, I was going to say years, it was actually decades later, I noticed something. It was so quiet. No one was talking to each other because everyone was in their own world, wearing these earbuds, these headsets. No one was actually talking to each other. And well, those earbuds really do close out the outside world to allow us to listen to our favorite music or phone calls or some scintillating podcast. They serve as a metaphor for something else. I worry a little bit that we're losing the ability to listen to each other and to listen to ourselves. And this should cause us great concern. All of our senses are important, but listening is particularly important. It allows us to understand our environment faster than any other sense. Before you can touch something, before you can fully comprehend what you see, before you can taste something delicious when you walk into a restaurant, the body is already processing sound. A chain of neurons from your ears to your spine to your brain triggers all kinds of responses. And in my profession, one of the greatest compliments is to be told that you have a discerning ear. It's a way of saying you're a good listener. It's a way of saying you have a hungry ear, but also that you know when to listen and when to listen to that inner voice also. I recognize that not everyone actually has the ability to hear or even to hear clearly, but everyone has the ability to connect with others, and sometimes using other senses, but it's harder to do when everyone has their own personal sound booth, when everyone is seemingly lost in their own world. The concern is that we're losing the ability to actively listen and therefore to engage in deep and meaningful conversation, and that as we pull deeper inside ourselves, that we put less of a premium on engagement. But what are we missing when we tune out the outside world? What are we missing when we only listen to those who we already agree with? Because that's a concern also. You all have inherited a world where your media diet probably consists of the things that already affirm or confirm what you already believe in. How often do you reach out and listen to someone that you don't agree with? It's more important than ever to figure out how to reach across an aisle, across a community, to listen to someone who lives in a different zip code, who has a different faith tradition, who has a different perspective, and understand how they see the world, how they order their steps. We are living in a time where there doesn't always seem to be a common set of facts. When so many people can see the same thing and come away with totally different interpretations. Make America great again. To some, that's a campaign slogan. To others, it's an offense. Black lives matter. To some, it's a curiosity. Don't all lives matter? To other, an obvious rejoinder. All lives do matter, but history has shown us that sometimes black lives seem to matter less. What seems as an obvious threat to some is a political distraction to others. Just try to have a conversation about climate change. Not everybody sees this the same way, but the goal for your generation is to try to figure out how to listen even when you don't agree with someone. I think quite a bit about this because of an exercise I've been involved in the past 3 years. I run something called the Race Card Project, and in short, here's how it works. I ask people to think about race, big, complex topic, and then I ask them to think about their views, experiences, observations, perspectives, laments, memories, anthems, triumphs, and to reduce it to one sentence. And to make things interesting, that sentence can only have 6 words. Your thoughts about race, 1 sentence, 6 words. Big, huge, allegedly toxic topic. Seem impossible? Well, I've archived more than 50,000 of these stories, and they come from all kinds of places. And I had no idea that people would actually take the bait. But when people have to take a big topic and reduce it to 6 words, it really does distill things. Some of the things that they share helps you understand, well, wait, maybe this is a way for us to listen to each other. Reason I ended a sweet relationship. I'm only Asian when it's convenient. You're not really black. White, not allowed to be proud. No, you cannot touch my hair. Please stop saying I'm articulate. Grandma, you can't say that anymore. Grandma sent $100 when we broke up. Children know when injustice exists. The hardest jails to escape are gateless. Checked cosmic in the race box. Total non-issue when the aliens arrive. These submissions are funny and sharp, painful and complex, and very revealing. They provided a lesson to me more powerful than anything I've ever heard in a classroom, newsroom, or in the world at large. And one of the lessons is the importance of listening, even offhand listening, taking in the world around you through sight and smell and through sound, especially when it comes to reaching across difference, can really make a difference. We think of diversity sometimes as a burden, that thing that you have to do on Tuesday to check a box, that thing that you're forced to do. And maybe it can be somewhat burdensome, but it also is awesomely wonderful if you think about it as a skill, as a cultural competency, and you think about the power that you have in particular to create that kind of world. You are extremely powerful in that. If you take what you've learned here in a place that is intentionally diverse and to bring that into every world that you enter. In this country, even at this moment, it's easy to see how race can be a burden. And the debate is sometimes burdensome. But perhaps there's another way of looking at it. I'm reminded of something when I was doing some research a few years ago leading up to the 50th anniversary of the March on Washington. That marvelous demonstration that you've, I'm sure, seen pictures of that took place on the National Mall in 1963. And I want you to think about something. A lot of college students were at that march, and when they sang, "We Shall Overcome," Dr. Martin Luther King, asked people to take the hand of the person that was standing next to them. And for many people, that was the first time that they touched the hand of someone of another color. In 1963. It wasn't that long ago. And think about how diverse the world that you have inherited is. In the coverage of the march from overseas outlets, journalists were taken aback by the diversity that they saw in the pictures in the crowd. It was here in America that the first large demonstration that included blacks, whites, Latinos, and Asians and other groups in large numbers were all together. And those pictures were broadcast around the world. And they were awed by what they saw. It was a marvel of diversity in so many other places where the cultures were fairly homogenous. And so it's important to remember that the thing that we sort of take for granted, this idea that people could share a space even though they come from lots of different places, is something that a lot of people never take for granted. No matter how far you travel after graduation, no matter how far your talents and your dreams and your new skills take you, make sure a piece of this place always stays with you. Of Augsburg College, soon to be Augsburg University. Of Minnesota, the place where people ask how you're doing and actually care about the answer. It's not just an empty greeting. Of the spirited community. And I too will offer just a little advice. Be bold, be kind, be gracious, be where you are. And that goes back to listening again. You're the selfie generation, always taking pictures. I was at a Beyonce concert. Yes, I was at a Beyonce concert. I took my kids and I got the Cool Mom Award. But Beyonce went out on the lip of the stage to sing a song and to reach out and try to touch someone. And she couldn't touch anybody's hand because everybody was holding up a camera. No one was in the moment. They were all taking a picture of the moment that they might savor at some other moment. So remember to be where you are sometimes. Selfies are wonderful. Cameras are wonderful. But when Beyonce reaches out to touch your hand, touch back. Be curious. Don't be afraid of change because it is a waste of time. Write your future in pencil. It's easier to start over in a race that way. Write an occasional letter, not an email, a letter. Nothing can match the grace and impact of a handwritten letter on lovely stationery to say thank you or to say I love you. As you go out and conquer the world, you will do well to remember that all those who make your life a little easier are not invisible. Remember them. Those who make your life a little bit more comfortable, a little safer, the folks that park your car or clean your office, the people who will stay behind in this room to fold up the chairs and sweep behind you. Remember them. When you see a person with a shovel or a broom or a construction hat, remember that while they do not share your zip code or your professional fraternity, I'm willing to bet that they share your aspirations, and I'm willing to bet that they would give anything to be in a room like this. Don't let anyone steal your joy. Listen to public radio as much as you can. But more importantly, just listen. Always wear comfortable shoes, and I know some of you who tipped in here in really high heels are thinking, I wish I would have wore comfortable shoes today. Take care of each other. Take care of this planet. Take time for the people that you love. Nothing matters more. And I'm sure that a lot of people have told you about the importance of a work ethic. I want to leave you with another thought. Think about a worth ethic. Not just a work ethic, but a worth, finger snaps. A worth ethic. Not worth in terms of value, but worth in terms of values. What's worthy of your time? Self-worth. What's worthy of your attention? To the class of 2017, God bless you. God bless your families. It has been a great honor to be here with you today. And since I talked to you about the importance of listening, I'll leave you with one last thought. There's a reason that the Creator gave us one of these and two of these. And it's not just for earbuds. I wish you well. I hope you go out and conquer the world. All the best to you.
Thank you so much, Michelle, for those inspiring words. It's now my pleasure to present the Augsburg Jazz Instrumental Vocal Ensemble, directed by David Mantini.
Fair to your firstborn dead. Let my people go. And the Lord said, go down, Moses, way down in Egypt's land. Tell old Pharaoh to let my people go. He said, go down, Moses, way down in Egypt's land. Tell old Pharaoh, let my, oh Lord, let my people, Lord, let my people go.
Thanks to our musicians and to Director David Mantini for their wonderful contribution to today's program. I am now pleased to introduce Winnie Godey, who is representing this year's graduates as student commencement speaker. Winnie is a double major in international relations and gender, sexuality, and women's studies, graduating magna cum laude. She has served as president of Augsburg's Pan-African Student Union and worked as a lead fellow, where she created her own online magazine focusing on the experiences of Minnesota African diaspora. She is Augsburg's first finalist for Princeton in Africa, a program that pairs recent college graduates with a variety of organizations that work across the African continent. Please welcome Winnie Godey as the representative of the class of 2017.
President Pribanow, Provost Kaivola, faculty and staff, fellow graduates, family, and friends. Imagine that you've just joined a new community, a new job, or a new school. You don't know anyone, and you're just trying to make sure you're not late for your next meeting or your next class. It can be disorienting. Now imagine what that's like if you're not part of the dominant culture. Rather, you're a person of color, an immigrant, queer, or of another oppressed identity. It could be lonely and disheartening when you don't see yourself represented in its community or its leaders. You may feel unwelcome. I remember this feeling very vividly. I was transferring to a new high school as a junior and was feeling extremely lost my first few weeks. My high school did not provide the same college access resources as high schools in larger cities did, and I wondered if post-secondary education was accessible to me. As a young, Black, immigrant woman, I have always had to work 10 times harder to prove myself, to prove that I would become something other than the classic stereotypes that would define me for the rest of my life. I knew that I could not make a mistake. Given who I am, I did not have that luxury. As junior year passed, I watched many students fall through the cracks that students of color were more susceptible to. Time and time again, students of color were adversely affected by a line of oppression, a line visible to some and invisible to others. I feared that I too would fall through these gaping cracks that did not hesitate to trap a student in its viscous webs. But I understood that education was a necessity, not only for me, but for my ethnic community and my family as well. While I pondered this thought, I did not expect that one day 3 people would change my life. It's important for me to name them. School counselor, Mrs. Eileen Strabla-Backus, honors biology teacher, Mrs. Cheryl Mortel, and district educator, Regina Seabrook, approached me and asked if I would be willing to attend a new college access program after school. This program did not require students to participate in an extensive application and interview process, like a program that I had unsuccessfully applied for 2 years prior. Neither did it deny students based on their academic ability, race, age, or other statuses. It was accessible. I felt welcomed. I was overjoyed by the thought of a new program and immediately agreed. Student and family engagement, otherwise known as SAFE, was my safety net, preventing me from falling through the gaping cracks that have swallowed my family, friends, and members of my community. This became the model for the intentionally diverse spaces I aimed to create throughout college and will continue to develop as I find my path. Intentional diversity is not an easy task. While I intend to create intentional diverse spaces daily, it comes with much responsibility. Intentional diversity requires an entrepreneurial spirit, the ability to inspire others to be the best they can be. It also demands that you hold yourself accountable for any actions or decisions that you make. You must hypothesize about how you will impact society, regardless of your intention. Intent does not equal impact. You need to come with an open mind, be willing to learn, and be willing to accept constructive criticism. That's what it takes to create intentional diverse spaces. It is also a necessity that you consider identities and voices that have been rendered invisible. At Augsburg, we are taught to critically examine issues in depth and identify the existing barriers for the advancement of marginalized communities. In my work as president of Pan-African Student Union, I have created dialogue spaces centering Black experiences. I owe it to my dedicated board members and advisor for helping me make this happen. Our duty as new graduates is to continue creating intentionally diverse spaces wherever we find ourselves. Whatever your major, you play a key role by creating or participating in intentionally diverse spaces. This also requires a genuine commitment. It's important to remember that we cannot create intentional diversity to meet a quota, but rather because you care about the advancement and well-being of exploited persons. Understand that it is very difficult to create intentional diversity in the current political climate. These past few years have unfortunately normalized the othering and the alienation of vital communities, whose stories have been misconstrued or forgotten. And it's only becoming more difficult. We will remain resilient. We owe it to ourselves, future generations, and upcoming Augsburg graduates to celebrate our differences as gifts. So what does intentional diversity mean to you? To me, intentional diversity means acceptance, not tolerance. Inclusion, not assimilation. Liberation, not freedom. As Bishop Desmond Tutu said, if you have chosen to remain neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor. You do not have to be like Mother Teresa, Che Guevara, or Harriet Tubman in order to demand the necessary change to create an equal and just world. You could be an Eileen, Cheryl, or Regina. It only took 3 individuals from diverse backgrounds to inspire me to become a change agent. And because of the intentionally diverse space they created, I was able to utilize their approach in my work at Augsburg. To my fellow graduates, in whatever community you find yourself, I challenge you to find your footing in establishing equity. No matter the magnitude of your work, you can still make a difference. I urge you to not feed into the rhetoric that has plagued our society. Truth is, immigrants and people of color built this country, and we will establish a world where opportunity is within an arm's reach for all persons. Thank you.
Thank you, Winnie, for your powerful words and your experience here at Augsburg. We will now confer degrees. Dean Amy Gort will present the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Music, and Bachelor of Science. Candidates, as you cross the platform in front of the stage, you will be greeted by Jeff Nodlin, the chair of the Augsburg College Board of Regents, and by me. Please hold your applause. Please hold your applause until the final candidate has crossed the stage so that all names of graduating seniors can be heard.
Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty at Augsburg College, upon whose recommendations these degrees are granted, and in their name, it is my privilege to present the candidates for the degrees Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Music, and Bachelor of Science. Candidates, please come forward as directed by the marshals. I will announce the names of the members of the class as they come to the platform. After reading the names for the candidates of baccalaureate degrees, 3 types of honors may be announced. First, Latin honors. These honors are based on cumulative grade point average. Additionally, in order to graduate summa cum laude, students must successfully complete an in-depth oral examination. Candidates for Latin honors wear cords around their necks in the school colors maroon and gray. Second, graduates who have completed the college's honors program curriculum will be designated as honors program graduates, and those honors scholars wear gold cords around their necks. And finally, students who have completed special curricular requirements with a high average in their discipline area of study will be noted as having received departmental honors. Jack Sale Swift. Noah Cameron. Alex Bouvier. Kaylee Marie Johnson, summa cum laude honors program. Oliver Bryant Konechny, cum laude. Mary Christine Lowen. Zoe Mackenzie Tranter, cum laude. Daniel Patrick Rowe. Neil O'Mara. Andrew J. Meyer, cum laude. Larissa White. Caleb Owen Johnson. Leif Kenneth Halverson. Milo J. Ingram. Riley Ashton Sidorn. Cassidy Wire Rodriguez. Cameron Olson, magna cum laude. Michael James Bloom, cum laude. Matt Reavers. Matthew Redleshire. Abby Sulik. Wolfgang Emmanuel Brus Peralta, cum laude. Jason Paul Mador, magna cum laude. Lauren Ann Lambrecht, cum laude. Shelby Grace Breidenbach. Caitlin Smith, magna cum laude. Cody Charles Cameron, cum laude. Sean Patrick Adams. Taylor John Florin. Faris Farhat Hussein. Rebecca Lynn Geschwil, cum laude. Louis Broman Blackmore. Maris Marie Bolander. Samantha Catherine Coy, Departmental Honors in Communication Studies. Rachel Ann Jackson. Alicia M. Helgett. Delaney Hogan Baki. Hannah Marie Davidson. Leah Danielle McDougall, magna cum laude. Megan Sue Carroll. Emily C. Kazak, cum laude. Alyssa Afifi. Nicholas David Stewart Block, summa cum laude. Blake Anthony Halverson, cum laude. Sarah Virginia Mueller. Michael Schomburg. Jordan L. Bell. Quinn Isaac Gamble. Devin Scott Wiggs, summa cum laude, departmental honors in sociology. Ian James Milton Cummings. Caitlin Marie Crowley, summa cum laude. Judd Edward Brew. Richard F. Taylor. Daniel Allen Medine. Lyle Harry Nyberg, magna cum laude. William Henry Stoltz, magna cum laude, honors program. Julie Mae Johnson. Danny Polachek, magna cum laude, honors program, departmental honors in English. Stephen Richard Custer, magna cum laude, honors program. Thomas Kukowski. Alexander Broden Husak. Blake Miller. Hannah Joyce Schmidt, summa cum laude, honors program. Casey Rainier, summa cum laude, honors program. Abigail Marie Carpenter, summa cum laude, honors program, departmental honors in English. Emily Campbell, summa cum laude, honors program, departmental honors in sociology. Joseph David Roger McKelkey. Grace Marie Corbin, summa cum laude, honors program. Jason Enriquez Aragon. Mauricio Manuel Mata Thielen. Christian Miguel Rivera. Viene Sanchez. Sarah Beth Seamers, cum laude. Sally N. Shobash. Ellen LeClaire Sachs. Nikki Brolin, cum laude. Angela Taylor. Jessica Christine Carwin. Mark Robert Daniels. Deaudre McKinley. Shiley Eunice Drakeford. Drusella Oye May Davis. Sadia Giroux. Emmanuel Okanla. Natasha Clark. Intuan Mam Inthason. Alexander James Long. Kelsey Noel Yates Nollmuller. Emily Youngstrand, summa cum laude. Jana Flairmon. Brittany Fussy. Sarah Payechak. Hung Dao, magna cum laude. Michelle Robbins, summa cum laude. Sarah Haugen. Michael Harrison, honors program. Ian Carnell Bone. Catherine Marie Hedrick, cum laude. Abigail Maria Schultz, cum laude. Hannah Mary Theory, cum laude, honors program, departmental honors in biology. Rachel Susan France, magna cum laude. Noah S. Brown, summa cum laude, departmental honors in biology. Frankie McNamara. Nicole Elizabeth Eichholt, summa cum laude. Brandon Michael Cottrell, cum laude. Lee Nike. Vision Bagonza, magna cum laude, honors program, departmental honors in biology. Whitney Ann Hewitt, magna cum laude. Brianna Grace Klein. David Henry DeCray. Nicholas Talmo, cum laude. Amanda June Niznik. Lauren E. Hurley. Haley Renee Larson. McAllister Clark Holm. Carissa Struve, cum laude. Rebecca K. Cummins, cum laude. Haley May Goodmanson. Courtney Larson. Allison Nicole Raynham, cum laude. Emmanuel Edmund Beer, summa cum laude, departmental honors in chemistry. Rana Jawish. Maria de la Luz Rico Mendoza. Michael Rui Clemente Alves, summa cum laude, departmental honors in chemistry. Cole Garrett Fundakowski. Abigail Courtney Dickinson, cum laude, honors program, departmental honors in chemistry and biology. Christopher L. Woods. Joshua Edward Marlowe. Bradley Daniel Johnson. Jack Hennessy Duffy. Miles Turk. Andrew Konechny, honors program, departmental honors in biology. Tyler James Bisher. Lincoln James Hochmuth. Rhett Arden Hebig, excuse me. Cole Robert Wilkie. Cyrus Cole Elliott. Jordan Grohl. William Johnson. Matthew Jason Bolin. Samuel Donald Keys. Carter Williams. William Robert Walker. Brandon Robert Beerbaum. Grant Michael Patterson, cum laude. Anthony Harding Valeri. Matthew Grant Current Jr., cum laude, honors program. Allie Plezai, honors program. Kara Joy Zeman, honors program. Wendy Marie Anderson, summa cum laude, honors program. Garrett Allen Galarno, summa cum laude, departmental honors in mathematics. Benjamin Henry. Aiden Lehman. Mustafa Mohammed Abdi, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Jean Hall, summa cum laude. Ray Ellingsworth, cum laude. Riley J. Connolly. Brian Sanchez Valencia. Jennifer Vorarath. Shelby Lynn Rolfe. Leah Martina Andrews. Kaylee Eileen Geltzoff, cum laude, honors program. Emily Ruth Ostro. Caitlin Davidson, summa cum laude. Romay Joanna Leach, magna cum laude. Lucille M. Campbell, summa cum laude. Alexis Regine Kalfani. Natalie Ann Coleman Dean, magna cum laude. Alicia Olness. Brianna Day, cum laude. Marissa LaSure. Adriana Jane Barkowski Gavin Stewart. Dulce Linares Cortez. Lorita Chanderpaul. Rosario Ayala Torres. Eric Matthew Hansen. Rayshandra Walker, cum laude. Shankira Dalen Sprinkles. Emily Maria Valentine, magna cum laude. Jenna Linder. Elise List. Sarah Jane Manor. Amanda Christine Teachout. Gaunja Luvi Lee. Matthew Kukelka. Tyler Motzko. Patrick Ryan Murphy. Adam Joseph Beach, cum laude. Stephanie Chavez Estrada, cum laude, honors program. William Ray Berger. Samira Bassam Abuz Nasir. Dakota Dean LaPlante. Ethan Christian Erickson. Rory Francis Edlin. Tishi Bangu Glory Matanda. Festus O. Lamon Jr. Gabrielle Baron Ibarra. Alexis Linares Morales. Avery Ethan Sweeney. Indra Ocean Bremasami, magna cum laude. Ashley Michelle Wallen. Barnidum Jacob Korda. Sammy Davis Gemfi. Leslie Age. Andre Smith Brewer. Emily Suzanne Gregg, cum laude, honors program, departmental honors in biology. Caitlin Terrio, cum laude. Morgan R. Kenny. Elizabeth Zook. Hannah Marie Whittington, magna cum laude, honors program. Marta Anderson, cum laude. Carter Rose Dennison. Justine Leggett. Hai Tao. David Ear, magna cum laude. Amy Zhang. Payormi Zhang. Nancy Lohr. Pahua Lee. Mahanad Murad Khan. Nejma Yusuf Hassan Warsameh. Anisa Ali Sharif Abdim Nasir. Firi Yusuf Dawid. Malik Sise, cum laude, departmental honors in theater. Claudia Isela Sanchez Sontoyo. Lauren Rachel Canales Salgado Cortez. Winnie Godey, magna cum laude. Leah Suzanne Otto. Lamia Matilda Shapiro. Annie Deerberger. Connor Lewis Dobert, departmental honors in English. Matthew Ryan Mann Johnson. Kyle T. Severson. Bradley David Loiterman, cum laude. Petra Schaefer Gachalk, cum laude honors program. Desmond M. Shavlik, magna cum laude. Ziad Kadir. Yoshare Manuel Montoya. Yusuf Mohammed Noman Ahiljabi. Stephanie Frias Daza, cum laude. Tiffany Bjorn. Maria Guadalupe Medina Macias. Riley Christopher Parham, summa cum laude, departmental honors in theater. Thomas E. Rivard, magna cum laude. David Lee Williams, Jr. Michael Fernald.
I love you, Evie.
Tyler Dahlberg. Evan Ross Kellogg. James Lee. Heather Larson. Alexandra Olson. Marcy A. Lucht, cum laude. Jack Morton, cum laude, honors, departmental honors in theater. Jasmine Anita Charmise Taylor. Khadija Michelle Wilson Blanche. Gregory Davis Lewis. Elizabeth Beam, Departmental Honors in English. Jasmine Crittenden Damiami. April Denau. Raul Omar Castellanos Gomez. Eliezer Flores Bautista, magna cum laude. Jose Carlos Vergen, cum laude. Brianna Alamia Benitez. Connor Matthew Medvick. Manuel R. Shinico Morales. Victoria Brooke Agee, cum laude. Abby Lynn Salmonson, cum laude, Departmental Honors in Music. Mark Hetchler. Sarah Lois Nienaber. Amy Lynn Van Blaricum. Jakari Leanne Roberson. Connor A. Choban, cum laude. Kali Ann Jones. Nakaira Denise Whitaker. Nia Trinice Ray Ross. Ramon Oriana Gonzalez. Timmy Tran. Jalicia Upshur. Selena Fang. Nakween Wen, magna cum laude. Benjamin Chandler Kaler, cum laude, honors program. Fong Win Win. Haley Brennan. Milana Ruby Bell. Ryan Michael Gornick. Gustavo Resendiz, cum laude. Mohammed Sakir. Alexandre Keger, cum laude. Jose Ernesto Guadarrama Castillo. Peter Douglas Klein, summa cum laude. Gregory William Dorr, cum laude. Hashi Saeed. Abdullahi Omar Salan. Carter Ray Casa de Calvo. Jide Ifanlaja, Departmental Honors in Exercise Science. Olusewa Jessica Ifanlaja. Jave Carroll. Simone Murray Brown, cum laude. Megan Jean Wiley, cum laude. Anna Casey Renner. Jihan Marie Elsagir. Adar Pinsky, magna cum laude. Christine Hackney. Teddy Criswell. Erica Ann Breyer, Honors Program. Asher Lutenin, Departmental Honors in English. Christina Kimberly Gadetis, summa cum laude, Honors Program. Alan P. Burgett III. Don T. Vo, cum laude. Catherine Paulus. Drew Hagen. Callie Jean Cusisto, cum laude. Desera Imogen Leah Sursaki. Raymond E. Guessford, cum laude. William H. Hinton. Alexander James McCormick. Dominique James DeZio. Rachel Nora Brengman. Stephanie Mary McGill, cum laude. Oksana Burt, summa cum laude, departmental honors in biology. Renasoy Peltier Thorpe. Lucas Hunter Leonard. Hannah M. Ross, magna cum laude. Maria Guadalupe Sanchez Lopez. Michael A. Madsen. Marissa Claire Benasute, cum laude. Catherine Ann Johnson. Madison Mamie Whedon, summa cum laude. Tyler James Van Cleve. Walter Foster Bolton. Pong Lee. Austin W. Connery. Travis Riley. Brandon V. Jesse Thomas Cosisto. Jack Curtis Juliar. Melena Larson, cum laude, departmental honors in English. Tabry Marie Irving, magna cum laude. Emma Rose Bloom, magna cum laude. Andrew McGillivary. Daryush Ahmadi. Melissa T. Castanon, cum laude. Chao Huang Wen, summa cum laude honors program. Saida Ali. Osiris Bardales, summa cum laude. Josue Bosara. Christopher Allen Huss. Kua Lee. Karen Shua Tao, cum laude. Palu Kulor. Marimar Bustos. Evan J. Anderson. Christian Johnson. Jacob Allers Hatley. Margaret Heinecker, cum laude. Samantha Casamini, cum laude. Audrey Elizabeth Campbell. Abigail Tilford, magna cum laude. Josette Carr. Michael Joseph Bonell. Brandon Jones. Rory James Vessel, magna cum laude. Kyle John Olson. Amanda Catherine Shoquist. Remington Vaughn Henke, cum laude. Mike Baudet. Diamonique Davida Walker. Annabelle Selena Chavez, magna cum laude, departmental honors in psychology. Chang Mua. Amy Lohr. Yia Vu. Natalie Miriam Melville Bonner. Emily Christine Thompson. Leanne K. Larson. Danielle Catherine Elise Heitkamp. Savannah Lynn Seeger. Kaylin M. Naz. Darby Ray Lindgren, cum laude, departmental honors in exercise science. Ashley Klons. Trevor Stewart, summa cum laude. Christopher M. Newth, summa cum laude. Dylan Joseph Meyer, summa cum laude. Jordan Paul Coffer, magna cum laude. Luis Montiel Montrell. Martin James Gliva. Connor Warren Helgeson. Grant Christopher Parker. Nicole Ryan Seaback. Justin Boniface. Eric Hensel. James Goman. Alexis Halverson. David Malcolm Bergen. Melanie Caitlin Walker, summa cum laude. Megan McConnell. Deanne Lee Mayer. Molly Ray Lamovec. Anna Elizabeth Adamo, cum laude. Carly Jo Holman. Samantha Nicole Berglund. Giselle Mabel Tomasi. Michael Roiger. Hannah Jade Nelson. Catherine Zoe Sheeks, cum laude. Shahui Wang, magna cum laude. Wei Xin Peng, summa cum laude, honors program. Dan Zheng. Kan Le. Pa Zhao. Maithua Shang. Su Tao. Vanud Martel Romden. Charles Leo Smith IV. Tyler J. McMinamy. Richard Anthony Pereira. Erin Marie Bolden. Jalen K. Arndt. Stephanie Grace Peterson. Taylor Grace Lynn. Charles Loxley Culp. Alex Michael Schluck. Roman Hajur Kadka, summa cum laude, honors program, departmental honors in biology. Jahua Jet Lee. Mohammed Nazi Safi. Chimua Bang. Cheng Cha Vang. Pang Zhang. Kathy Yermua, cum laude. Christine Tang. Nancy Zhang. Zainab El-Shaba. Winta Gebri Mikhail Gibre, cum laude. Connor Dainty. Dua Saifaldin Salah, cum laude. Seng Zhang.
Will the candidates for bachelor's degrees please stand as you are able? By virtue of the authority entrusted in me by the faculty and the Board of Regents of Augsburg College, and upon nomination by the faculty, I confer upon you who have completed the requirements, the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Music, or Bachelor of Science, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto, and I welcome you to the proud company of Augsburg graduates, those throughout the world who live out the deep links between education, faith, and service to the neighbor. Congratulations. And now, please join me in welcoming Jeff Nodlin, Augsburg College class of 1977 and chair of the Augsburg Board of Regents, who will greet you as the newest Augie alumni. Jeff?
Thank you, Paul. Wow, that's, I didn't know what 500 handshakes were going to be like, but that was terrific. Sincere congratulations. I mean, I was reflecting on this whole thing today, and 40 years ago I walked across the stage in this Melby Hall, and I heard some great comments about expect the unexpected and to listen, and wow, were they dead on. 40 years later, your life will take a lot of great changes and a lot of great opportunities if you just listen to those opportunities and expect things that the unexpected. So I can tell that for us as regents, who have come back to this college we love, that's been a great experience for us. So congratulations on your accomplishments, and I'm going to officially welcome you in to Augsburg's College Alumni Association. It's your connection to your alma mater. You're now part of a strong network. There's 25,000 of us out there. It's a lot of folks that have come through this college, now university. I'll have to get used to that, and crossed this stage over the last number of years. There was a portfolio left on your chair today. It's a gift from the Alumni Association. Inside you'll find some information on upcoming events and ways that you can remain active with Augsburg College. I've had the opportunity now to serve as a regent for 6 years, and they gave me the privilege to chair the Board of Regents. And I can tell you this, Board of Regents over here somewhere, can't see with the lights, they meet a number of times a year, and they only focus on one thing, is student success. And so for us to be here today, a number of us here today, to see 500 people crossing the stage showing student success really warms our hearts. We're all most of us are alumni, not all, but those who aren't love this college for the reasons that we all as alumni love it. And personally, I'll be forever grateful for the faculty I had here. I still remember the names, see them from time to time, the coaches, the staff members that really made a difference and a profound influence in my life. So, hey, remember your commitment to Augsburg does not end when you graduate. Likewise, our commitment to you continues long after the graduation. Again, congratulations and welcome to the proud ranks of Augsburg College alumni.
And now, as our commencement exercises come to a close, I offer this charge to our graduates, the Augsburg College class of 2017. May you always be good learners, sharing your education and intellectual curiosity with a world that so needs your insight and understanding, your commitment to lifelong learning, and your willingness to take risks in service to the human estate. May you always be good citizens, individuals who join together with fellow travelers on the road of democracy to create a more just and humane world, and who follow in the footsteps of our thousands of graduates of this college dedicated to making a difference in the world. And above all, may you always be good and faithful people, people who recognize that the many gifts you have been given, gifts of education and friendship and opportunity, demand of you the role of the good steward in the world, taking good care of all that has been entrusted to us. Congratulations, keep in touch and keep the faith. We're all immensely proud of you and will watch with great anticipation as you commence your lives in the world as graduates of Augsburg College. May God keep you. Thank you.
Congratulations to each of today's graduates. Graduates, if you have not already done so, please move the tassel on your mortarboard from the right to the left. This symbolizes not only your accomplishment at Augsburg, but your readiness for the challenges of the world that lie ahead. We are so proud of you, and we know that you will continue to make a difference in the world to meet the world's needs wherever life takes you. Graduates, I invite you to take another moment, to thank with applause all of those, your faculty, staff, friends, family, and loved ones who have supported you and contributed to your success at Augsburg College. Please stand and thank your loved ones. Please be seated. Augsburg College is located on land originally inhabited by people of the Dakota and Anishinaabe nations. In recognition of that past and in recognition of all the indigenous people across North America, the college includes an honor song in our commencement ceremonies. The honor song will be performed by Redbone, a local American Indian drum group comprised of singers from the Ojibwe, Lakota, and Ho-Chunk nations. They are a group of professionals who come together as singers, role models, and mentors to improve conditions for youth in the Twin Cities urban American Indian community. The honor song recognizes and honors all of today's graduates of Augsburg College. I invite you to stand as you are able for the honor song.
our deep gratitude for the members of Redbone, for the work that they do in our communities, and for filling this space with your song. So following the recessional, following this benediction, as the recession unfolds, we ask that the members of the audience stay in their seats and remain there for the party to the platform party, the regents, the faculty, to everyone to move out, including all the graduates, so that we can get out the door safely. And trust me, there'll be ample opportunity to greet one another and share in this wonderful moment. As noted in your program, our academic departments and programs will host receptions following the ceremony at various locations across campus, so I invite you to look at that in your program and find those locations. So with that, receive this benediction, good words for you for the journey ahead. May God bless you with a sense of wonder to cherish the beauty and the sacredness of creation. May God bless you with knowledge to pursue justice and enact reconciliation. May God bless you with a discerning ear and a worth ethic. May God bless you with vision to see the holiness and the preciousness of each person you encounter. And may God bless you with good courage to go forth from this place ever an Augie, called to serve the neighbor. God bless you today, tomorrow, and to the end. Amen.
Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more. don't you cry no more.
Remember, carry on. Nothing equals the splendor.
Now your life's no longer empty. Surely heaven waits for you. Carry on, my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry.
Don't you cry no more. Star. Your dreams will take you very far, yeah. When you wish upon a dream, life ain't always what it seems, oh yeah. Once you see your life so clear, yeah, and in the sky so very deep, you're a shining star. Coming to view, the shining watchful light on you, yeah. Give you strength to carry on, yeah. Make your body big and strong, yeah. Born that child of the sun, oh, summer work had just begun. I found I had to stand alone. Blessed, now I've got my own, oh yeah. So feeling, why don't you listen to these words of heat? A tiny grain of sand. How words of wisdom, yes I can. Oh yeah, you're a shining star. No matter who you are, shining bright to see. What you can truly be, you're a shining star. No matter who you are, shining bright to see. What you can truly be, you're a shining star. No matter who you are, shining bright to see. What you can truly be, shining star for you to see. What your life can truly be, shining star for you to see. What your life can truly be, shining star for you to see.
what your life can truly be.